Good morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday, April 9th, and today we'll cover the trades for YieldMax funds, TSLY, CONY, MSTY, NVDY. But before yesterday, I hit a big milestone. I hit 10,000 subscribers, which, obviously that's a pretty big number for me. Just a small YouTuber that somehow, caught on to, I guess, attract a lot of people, especially when it comes to high yielding dividends, retiring on dividends, and so on and so forth. So maybe I'll do like a recap video of my journey, where I came from. I did start this channel as the broke investor, with the intent of attracting, brand new investors who knew nothing, because that was me at the time 5 years ago. But obviously, I realized the name wasn't really as attractive as I thought it was. So I had ended up changing my name, and the content never changed, but the name changed, and sure enough, it worked. I just want to say thank you all for subscribing. You've made this a fun journey. Obviously, the journey continues, so on to the next milestone. All right, enough about that. Let's talk about the trades. So only two had trades. NVDY and MSTY had trades, and nothing unusual. Just adding to the synthetic, because these funds continue to grow. So as you can see on NVDY, buy call, sell put, 520 contracts, and then they chose a strike price of April 12th, which is this Friday. So let's get to the spreadsheet. So they have a synthetic 915. They added 520 contracts to that same position. Right now, NVIDIA is priced below the strike price of that synthetic. This synthetic is a buy, call, sell, put position. Again, they buy the same amount with the same strike with the same expiration date. But when the strike is above the current price of the underlying, they're gonna get a larger credit for that risk, right? So they got 3.6 million for the put, and they only had to pay 1.7 million for the call. This expires on May 17th, so they do have time to actually recover and still make money when all's said and done. So, and that would be the perfect scenario, because right now it's on a discount. Well, some may call it discount, some may say overpriced, whatever. But, imagine just getting paid to create a position and then getting paid to cash out the position. Again, that's perfect scenario. But either way, we're not there yet. So they have 4,590 contracts in the synthetic position, which right now, if they closed it, they would have to pay 17.2 million. But again, they got plenty of time. So let's move on to the next tab. All right, so April tab, how did NVIDIA do yesterday? NVIDIA went down 0.99%. NVIDIA only went down about half, 0.42%. As mentioned, they added 520 contracts. They got $6.25 per share. They chose a strike of $8.95, which is only 2.72% out of the money. So that's really tight. They're keeping it tight. I guess they're thinking NVIDIA is kind of like, maybe overvalued. I don't know. Maybe they think there's not much room for growth. But either way, they're yielding 0.72% on that as it stands. And the other one, when they sold that one last week, that was what, 3.4% out of the money. So yeah, it is tight. So what about outstanding shares? Well, there is a lot of interest in NVIDIA. People are jumping in because it really hasn't been this low in a while. So outstanding shares did go up by a decent amount, over 1 million. Cash and treasuries went up. Cash is now positive. But overall, cash and treasuries went up 45.3 million. But again, that's because of new outstanding shares. And obviously, yes, they did make money on the call. They made 325,000 total. All right, so currently outstanding shares sits at 15,325,000 for NVIDIA. Their weekly call income is 3.7 million, which currently produces a distribution per share of 25 cents. The daily income they made so far is 6 cents per share. Daily yield 0.24%, and annualized is 85%. So again, so far so good. Active tab, how are we looking for this week? Well, they now have 2 strikes at least, but so they have the lower strike, which they just opened. That's 520 contracts, 895 strike, 2.72% out of the money. And then the other position from last week, they opened 4,070 contracts with a 910 strike. That's 4.44% out of the money. Again, both are kind of tight, in my opinion, because NVDY is, it's volatile. Its IV is 42.6%. So we'll see how it goes. NVIDIA price is 871.33. 30-day chart. Still dipping, kind of going back up a little, then dipping again, but we'll see. Next earnings is May 22nd, so no need to talk about that really. NVIDIA price is 26.20. Potential capital gains on these strikes, not much, $1.11, but hey, we'd take it. Reaction is, just flat face, flat line in here. Nothing to really talk about. Again, it's the strikes are close, but NVIDIA has done well, so we'll see how it goes. All right, so payment details. They now have synthetic income of 1.9 million, short call income 3.7. So net income is 5.6 million already. That's about 37 cents per share on the total income, 25 cents as mentioned on the short call income. But again, too early to talk about that. Outstanding holdings, again, 4 trading days, so I'm not really going to get into that. But net asset value, 400 million. So NVIDIA has a net asset value of 400 million. The NAV is 26.14, and the trade price is 26.20. So no discount for you. Now we can look at the pre-market. If we go to the pre-market, we could see how they're doing. And they are in the red slightly. They're in the red by 0.03%. This was last, now they're now flat. They're now exactly 0%. This is as of 5 a.m. Keep that in mind, because you guys are going to be watching this 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time or thereafter. All right, so that was NVIDIA. The only other fund to have a trade was MSTY. Okay, so again, buy, call, sell, put, adding 40 contracts to the synthetic, and then selling a call expiring April 12th, which is this week. Unusual stock price, $16.5750. So they chose that one, but let's plug it into the data in the spreadsheets and see what it looks like. Yeah. Okay, MSTY. All right, so here is their 1,700 synthetic. Oddly enough, 40 contracts is how many they had to sell the other day. But sure enough, people bought back in for the discount. So they added the 40 contracts. And similar to NVIDIA, MSTR is priced below the strike of the synthetic of 1,700. So yes, the put was a larger credit than it cost to do, buy the call. So they actually made money in opening that position. But currently, this one actually expires pretty soon. It expires next Friday on April 19th. So at this point, if you're a MSTY holder, you are going to hope for a recovery of up to at least 1,700 by next Friday. And that way, obviously preferably more to capture some premium income. But, you don't want to lose money. But even if you lose a little on MSTY, it's not the end of the world because they've been doing so well. But either way, this synthetic is coming up, so get ready. Let's look at the April tab. How did MSTR do yesterday? Well, they went up. They went up 3.5%. MSTY went up 3.88%. So MSTY went up more than MR. Why? Well, because they also made money on collecting premium, right? They're essentially not really capped. They're not even close to being capped. So they should have been able to capture the full upside. Plus, they had money to create 40 contracts with a 16.5750 strike and add $145,000 to their cash. So obviously, that's why MSTY beat Mr. yesterday. But anyway, this strike 1657.50 is 9.55% out of the money. So this is they're expecting a pretty good recovery. But they can, to be fair, with MSTY, you can go way out of the money with the MSTR stock because it's very volatile. It's the most volatile of the current single stocks. The yield on this is 2.4%, so that's a really good yield. Outstanding shares did go up by about 75,000. Cash and treasuries overall went up 3.4 million. So pretty good day for MSTY, I'd say. Outstanding shares is currently at 2.1 million even. Total income from the weekly calls is 2.2 million. Total distribution per share per share $1.05. Daily income per share 26 cents. Daily yield, look at this, 0.73%. And if you annualize that, 268% annualized yield so far. Again, I know it's early, but it's okay to be excited. All right, what do we got? Active tab. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that a beautiful thing? I think so. All right, so what do we got here? We got 40 contracts, 1657.50 strike, 9.55% out of the money. That's the lowest strike. The lowest strike is 9.55% out of the money with 4 trading days. And it's only 40 contracts. Biggest position, 290 contracts, has a 1705 strike. That's 12.69% out of the money. Smallest position, 10 contracts, 1750 strike, 15.67% out of the money. Second biggest position, 130 contracts, 1920 strike, 26.9% out of the money. Show me the growth, baby. 30-day IV, down, I guess, more than usual. It's at 132.4%. That's still pretty high. MSTR price is at 1512.99. 30-day chart, all around, up, down, all around. Halving coming up next Friday, 4/19. So this is the big date, right? Bitcoin halving. And then what? What happens after that? Everyone just stops talking about crypto. Everyone sells or nothing happens. What is it? Who knows? Anyway, let's continue. MSTY price is $35.90. Potential capital gains, $5.89. So if they do capture all of that, it'll put them right above the $40 mark again. My reaction is nothing but money face because, again, this is the fun. This is the money maker. I guess you could call them the GOAT right now. Synthetic income, 45,000. Short call income, 2.2 million. Net income, 2.259. So total income per share, $1.08. Total income per weekly calls, $1.05. So again, they're doing really, really, really good. Holdings, I'm not going to really get into that detail because we have 4 trading days left. But the net asset value of MSTY is 75 million. The NAV is 35.73 and the trade price is 35.90. Okay. So we can check the pre-market. Even though it's early, it's okay to check the pre-market. And how are we going to open today? We are going to open in the red. Again, this is as of 5 a.m. It's down 1.92%. It's at 1487. So yesterday was a green day. Today, possible red day. Okay, so that is all the trades for yesterday. So let me give you the update of the others. So first, we'll go to CONY. CONY is seriously one of the best funds since launch. So as far as CONY is concerned, they have a 250 synthetic strike that expires next Friday. And guess what? They're priced above it. So right now, if they closed it out, they would make $27.8 million. It's really good. And again, that's as of the close yesterday. I plug in, the trade price, the value of the positions if they had closed it the day prior. So, all right, so April tab, let's see how COIN did yesterday. COIN went up 6.68%, and CONY went up 4.27%. But why? Why is CONY lacking? Well, we all know why, because they put their strikes, for some reason, very tight. As you can recall from last week, they chose one strike, 6.89% out of the money. And guess what? Coin went up 6.68% in one day. So do you see why this is too tight? 6.89% out of the money, and we go up 6.68 on the Monday after. That's why, they have been playing this CONY fund very good, but this was a very unusual play. Again, I thought they saw something that we didn't, but clearly this was a risk that may or may, again, right now it's not worth it. It's still 4 trading days, so coin could come back down and we could be wrong, but, and they could be right. But right now it just doesn't look good. The yield for that, again, was 2.11%, which we talked about last week, but still, it's, I don't get it. Either way, let's move on from that. Outstanding shares did go up, though. So cash and treasuries overall went up by 11.1 million. Again, thanks to new shareholders. So outstanding shares, CONY sits at 15,600,000. Short call income, 8 million. Distribution per share, 52 cents. Daily income, 13 cents a day. Daily yield, 0.49%. And if you annualize that, that's 180%. So again, CONY is doing outstanding. But let's look at the what's going on right now. Again, we have the one strike, 15,875 contracts with a 257.50 strike. It is now only 0.2% out of the money. So again, at this point, if you're a CONY shareholder and you want to win, well, guess what? On the synthetic right now, we're winning. On the weekly call, if it stays like this, then we'll win. So what we want for coin is to stay still. We don't want it to go up. We don't really want it to go down. We kind of just want it to sit there at the current price of $256.99 by Friday. But obviously that's not going to happen. But, who knows? We'll see where we end up. 30-day IV, 91%. CONY price is 26.14. Again, halving next Friday. When is their earnings? Their earnings is May 2nd. All right, so potential. My cough got so much better. Potential capital gains, a whopping 5 cents. Woohoo. Reaction, not so happy face because 0.2% out of the money. Again, maybe pre-market is down. Maybe it'll tank today and all will be well. All right, so no synthetic income for the month. Short, let me make sure it's pulling D34. Yeah, so D34. Always got to check the formulas, right? D34, yeah, April profits, 0. All right, so if we look at the payment details, weekly call income, 8 million, which means all income, 8 million. So that's 52 cents per share already, not bad. Outstanding holdings, again, I'm not going to get into the details because we have 4 trading days, but the net asset value of this fund, which is CONY, 408 million. The NAV is 26.20 and the trade price is 26.14. So right now there's a 6-cent discount for the people who play that game. All right, so drum roll for the pre-market. We need coin to be flat or red. Mr. was red, so they're probably going to be red, right? They are red. Okay. So maybe from the big the big jump yesterday, people are selling off, taking some profits, but it looks like in the pre-market as of 5:12 a.m., coin is down 1.56% at 253.02. Okay. So now, last but not least, our favorite problem child, the one who started it all, TSLY. No trades for TSLY, but they do have 2 synthetics. still. A 175 synthetic. That expires May 17th. It's actually almost going to make money, but right now it'll cost 2.9 million to close because Tesla is priced right below it at 172. And then they have a 170 synthetic, which is worth 4.6 million. Again, this also expires May 17th. So they have plenty of time, and a lot's going to happen by then because they have earnings in between. So we don't have to get into too much detail on that. All right, so how did Tesla do yesterday? Well, Tesla finally had a good day. Tesla was up 4.9%. TSLY went up 4.37%. So both TSLY and Tesla had a great day. Outstanding shares wise, flat, so no movement. Cash and treasuries, well, cash is in the negative because they moved cash that they didn't have to the government money market fund. And I don't know why. I guess they thought they were going to get new shareholders and they didn't. Maybe they expected today. I have no idea. But overall, cash and treasuries did go up 33.5 million. So I guess outstanding shares wise, there probably was some buy-in. The number doesn't reflect it though. All right, so either way, outstanding shares sits at 45.9 million. Total weekly income is 9 million. Total distribution that would come to per share right now is 20 cents. Daily income, 5 cents a day. Daily yield, 0.32%. Annualize that, that's 117.74%. Imagine Tesla yielding over 100%. That would be nice, right? But they don't make the money. They don't have the IV, or do they? All right, they do have a 30-day IV of 58%. I didn't even notice that before, so that is going up. Well, why is it going up? Probably because of earnings. Earnings is coming up very soon. All right, so anyway, they have two strikes. Their lowest strike, 20,980 contracts. This is at 172.50. This is already out of the money. I'm sorry, this is already in the money by 0.28%. And then the other half, 20,980 contracts, is at 182.50 strike. This still has room. This is 5.5% out of the money. 30-day chart, again, that hasn't looked good in a long time, but Tesla is at least at 1529. But again, unfortunately, this is post-reverse split. So obviously, if you want to see what it looks like, prior to that, you just cut it in half, right? So 750, 60, whatever. But it is what it is. It's down from inception, obviously. Potential capital gains, 42 cents. Not bad. Reaction, grinding your teeth. Why? Well, you're capped on one, but not on the other. So what do you want to happen? If it stays flat, that's okay. Payment-wise, though, nothing on the synthetic yet. Short call income is 9 million income, which we talked about is 20 cents a share. And then outstanding holdings, again, we're not going to talk about the details, but the NAV, the net asset value, is at 700 million again, and the NAV is 1527. The trade price is 1529. So, what do we got? What do we got in the pre-market? Okay, drum roll, probably red like everything else. And it's down 0.4% to 172.29. So again, it's as of 5:16 a.m., so a lot can change. So that's the last one, that's TSLY. One thing I wanted to let you guys know, I did start a position in ULTR yesterday. You may be thinking, oh my God, you're crazy. But I kind of deep down, I have a gambling mentality. So I do enjoy a little high risk. Plus, I did sell out of TSLY, so I do have a little more room for slight high risk. So I do like what ULTR's doing. And what ULTR's doing is they're selling options on the most volatile stocks out there. So I just wanted to get a piece of that. And I'm going to play it smart. So I only bought 10 shares. And guess what? If it continues to go down, then I will continue to buy shares. If it recovers, I won't buy. Simple as that. Right now it's yielding a pretty decent amount. So, and what does it own? Well, it owns Coin, right? It owns a whole bunch I don't even know. A lot of these tickers I don't know, but when I do look them up, they have an implied volatility of over 100%. Labu, that's one I swing trade. Mara, everyone does options on Mara. They have a very high implied volatility. They own MSTR, so I guess technically I own Misty, right? And then, all these other, again, I don't even know half of these, but all I do know is they are volatile, and this is a lot of work. This fund is a lot of work. They sell in and out of various high risk stocks on the daily, it seems. Like every time you look at this, there's stuff that changes. So I want to be a part of it. And so I started a position, I bought 10 shares, and we'll see how it goes. Again, I'm playing this one right. I'm not going to throw like 100 shares at it. I'm just going to piecemeal it, right? I'm going to throw a little here and there. So again, if it goes down, yes, I'll average down with it. If it goes up, I'll stop buying. But again, this is like a gambler fund. If you invest in Ulti, you must like high risk, high reward, of course, because they're gonna have a yield of around 100%. I would think. I know their website, I think it shows 70% right now, but I think it's going to be higher overall in time, assuming they do well on their calls. But right now, again, their website, I'm okay with 71%, because again, my account, I just need to average 40% overall. So if it's at 71%, I'm good with that too, because that boosts up my average overall. Obviously, I want my capital to stay flat or go up. So if if I see this damaging that, I could change my mind later on and I can get out of it. But again, since I'm starting small, it's not going to be a big deal. They paid one distribution so far. They paid $1.06, so we'll see how it goes. They have another declaration date coming up very soon, and I don't know. Hopefully they pay well. But I just wanted to let you guys know I did create a new position. I started a new position, and I did buy Ulti, all right? 10 shares. Okay. Last thing, I just wanted another update for you guys. Round Hill declared yesterday. They declare every Monday, it seems. It looks like they kind of got back to reality. QDTE only declared 9 cents. The prior week was 33 cents. So, wow. So is this more in line what we can expect? How did this annualized yield calculate? E5, there's nothing even there. But either way, I don't know what the yield's going to be on that, but we'll see when the, on next dividend date. But right now, QDTE declared 9 cents, and XDTE was even worse. They declared 2 cents. So I'm just wondering if this fund is actually going to pay what they earn and not just overpay and take from the NAV. Again, we'll see. Or they may have just started out the fund making like 2 very large payments to make some noise. I have no idea. But these payments are, some would say borderline pathetic, but hopefully this fund does better in time. This could just be a down week, but is what it is. They declared, and that's what the number is. So what can you do, guys? By the way, guys, I did make a video yesterday for the ROD calculator. All this does is, this is for you. Plug and play. Plug in your age, how much you have, how much you're going to invest every month, what your annualized yield is expected, and it'll do it for you. It'll run the numbers for you. This is where you'll be in 10 years. So I shared this. This is in my my Discord. So it's under the spreadsheets. I did add it there yesterday after the video posted. Because I know people, this is very motivating. I know when I started, once I ran the numbers on YieldMax, of course, I was using like 70% yield. I was like, oh my God, I got to do this. And then, I know, and I'm getting a lot of negative comments because 40% is like, people just still don't think it's possible. But I'm sorry, guys, but it actually is possible. I know of course it's high risk. What's not high risk? And by the way, people always ask, what's going to happen to these funds in a recession? Well, what's going to happen to every fund in a recession? What's going to happen to any portfolio in a recession? We're all going down, all right? So all you can do is, guess what? Continue to buy. Well, at least that's what I'm doing. Dollar cost average. You buy when we're up, you buy when we're down, you buy when we're flat. It doesn't matter. My plan is to produce an income, generator. That's it. I invest in funds that pay income and that pay me well. And so anyway, I just wanted to share. I did make a video on that. If you want to check out the video, it's obviously I posted it yesterday, and maybe I'll pin it. I'll try to pin it to this video to make it easy. Also, if you just want to get the spreadsheet, it's under the spreadsheets channel under my Discord. A lot of people, for some reason, have been joining the Discord, maybe because of that video, but hopefully they're not spammers. Which reminds me, if you just join the Discord and you get a message by a name that looks like mine, it is not me. I do not message people, nor do I really accept friend requests or accept messages. So I apologize if you're messaging me. Please message me in the chat in front of everyone. There's no reason we can't just discuss in the chat room. I'm sorry, but it's just, we can't trust anyone nowadays with spam on Discord. So private messaging is out of the question. So if you get private messages from something that looks like me, something that looks like a moderator, it's not us, I promise you. If it's going to be us, we will let you know in the chat, okay, can I DM you for whatever reason? But typically there's no reason that we would need to DM you. Unless, of course, you need help with something that's a little personal, that's fine. But either way, guys, that's the update for today. I know it was a lot. It was a handful. It's another office day for me, unfortunately. So I got to get this, I woke up crack of dawn, and guess what? It's first baseball game of the year. So it's a very busy day. But either way, as always, guys, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained, and if you were, please hit the like button. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments below. And that's all I got for today. No keyword, except maybe just put, yay 10K. I'm pretty happy about it, to be honest. It was a number that I've been looking forward to. I know it means nothing, it's just a number, but I just feel like it's a pretty good milestone. Again, I'm small time in the YouTube landscape of things. But as long as I keep it real, I think I'll keep my followers. So hopefully you guys stay along the ride with me, through, up to, and even when I retire on dividends, because I plan on doing this type of content for a long time. Why? Because I enjoy it. Like, this is not really work for me. Yes, it is, it takes time and effort, of course, but this is fun for me. So I enjoy it. So there's no reason for me to not continue even when I'm retired on dividends. And hopefully by then I'll have even more knowledge and, teach someone something from my mistakes, learn through trial and error. All right, that's enough yapping for one day. Let me get out of the garage and get ready for work. But I hope you guys have a great day. Later.